Hello, Steeler Nation. Welcome to the Steeler Nation Vidcast, part of the Big Play Network, sponsored by Total Sports Enterprises and broadcasting live from Feargal Blades at Pennsic War in Western Pennsylvania near Slippery Rock. It is War Week this week. Last week was Peace Week. Now we're into War Week. We got the battles going on in the field behind me. Lots of fun going on here at camp. Lots of parties at night. Lots of fun things to wear. But I am super excited to be able to talk about some Pittsburgh Steelers training camp right now, because fortunately I'm still able to stay in the know for Pittsburgh Steelers training camp as I'm here having fun and camping out on the ground with my brother, the blacksmith over here at Feargal Blades in Pennsic for the fun festivals of wartime right now. And guys, this is your show, Steeler Nation. Ask me questions, ask me comments, throw me comments. We are live. So this is your chance to be able to respond. Come on in with your ideas, but I'm going to start going over training camp. We got some injury report that came out today. Mateo Durant did not practice today with a undisclosed injury. Deontay Johnson has a hip after that brand new contract that he got. Outside linebackers, Alex Highsmith has ribs. Jannard Avery has a groin. Tight end Zach Gentry is also out. Right foot for UG3. Marcus Allen with a hammy. Derek Watt with a shoulder. Kevin Dotson, who is competing for that starting left guard spot with Green. Now he's got an ankle. And now it's a little concerning too, because he's wearing a boot on that ankle. Can't win the starting job from the tub. Got to get back, got to get healthy, got to get back here soon here, Dots, and I'm hoping for it. Adams, also big player, and has been doing awesome in training camp this year. Nose tackle Adams just hurt his ankle. So, and that was just today. So hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully he can bounce back from that, because that's a big piece of what's going on. But fortunately, the starter from last year at nose tackle, Tyson Alualu, is back off of the pup. He's in there working an individual. He's not in the team reps yet, but it's a good sign to see him out there and working, making sure he's starting to return to form, because man, does our run game need a Tyson Alualu on the field. Killebrew also back. We were worried about him with that pec injury. Pec injuries can linger for months, but fortunately he is back and working in individuals as well. Najee Harris is back in pads. I don't expect him to play this weekend. They're probably going to hold him out. Why? Because he's the offense. He is our guy. The Najee Harris offense in full swing. Let him rest through preseason. Maybe get him in for a couple snaps, but we don't need him. But another great thing to see is Ogunjobi coming back, playing hard on the defensive line, and it is officially listed as a Liz Frank injury, which we all knew it was, which I've done podcasts about it, which I've told you the recovery period for a Liz Frank surgery is 9 months. Had it on 6 months. I apologize. January 20th. 6 months later, July 20th. He was back and working in camp, but now he's back in team reps too. He was just doing individuals first out. Now he's back doing full team reps, and he's killing it. Absolutely killing. What an excellent pickup the Steelers had right here for picking up Ogunjobi. And also, great to get Minkah Fitzpatrick back off of the non-football related injury report. He's making plays at the goal line as well, coming down, clicking and closing and filling those holes on the goal line drills. So really excited to see everybody back and working and seeing how they're done. Ciao, Dad. I go to you first, my friend. Always great to hear from you. Hey, Stryker. Can't stay long, but there are some juicy position battles going on reported. Can't wait to hear your takes. We talked about this a couple times, and I just touched base on this before. I had Dotson slotted for that left guard spot. Now it's up in the air. I know we've been arguing about. I think Miles and I were disagreeing on that. He was saying no, it's going to be Green. I was saying it's going to be Dotson. But it looks like that battle might be won by default if Dotson cannot get back on the field. I think he's the better talent, but if Green is healthy, Green's going to get the plays. Green is going to be the starter. On offense, we've got a lot of rotation happening on offense as well, especially on wide receiver, which I wasn't expecting that much movement. Slot receiver, I expected that to be one of the rookies, either Austin or Pickens. Turns out they're throwing Claypool in the slot. Pickens is usually playing outside on the Z position, but he also ran some X today. Since Deontay Johnson wasn't playing, they had DJ on one, or sorry, since Deontay Johnson wasn't playing, they had Claypool at the X. They had, let me rephrase that. They had Pickens at the X, Claypool in the slot, Z receiver today was Anthony Johnson. So that's the interesting aspects of what's coming up with everybody right now. Oh, sorry, Anthony Miller. I misspoke. Anthony Miller being there in the new spot. And we've all been talking about Anthony Miller here for the last couple of years, guys. We know he can play in this league. So it's nice to see him getting reps, going out there and working hard. On the defensive side, really that left defensive line spot is still kind of up in the air between Wormley and Ogunjobi. But it seems like when Ogunjobi's getting on the field, he's taking it, man. This guy's a player, and he's a playmaker. I mean, Wormley's a good player as well. They both had 7 sacks last season. I mean, albeit they moved Ogunjobi around a little bit more, but I cannot discredit what Wormley has done here this past year for us, especially since we got him in that trade from the Ravens. He has become an up-and-coming player, but now between him and Ogunjobi, when Ogunjobi gets on the field, he's just wowing everyone. Absolutely wowing everyone. So interesting to see how that one mixes up. Right now, we still have a little bit of rotation here also behind Tyson Alualu. I mean, Adams now just getting hurt. Kind of throws a little bit of a monkey wrench in there as well. But Tyree Johnson also making marks and making waves as that huge undrafted rookie free agent, the biggest player we just pulled in on our defense currently. So interesting to see how he can turn it around, hopefully do something as well. But I've been also talking about hardcore, the last podcast that I did. We have open competition at that right inside linebacker spot, which nobody was seeing it except for me. I was calling that out 3 weeks ago. I'm like, why is Bush splitting time with Spillane? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Turns out Spillane's playing pretty well. So they're forcing Bush to earn his position, and if he can't, it's going to be Spillane and Jack. They might rotate him in and out as a three inside linebacker set in different situations, and I do like that personnel ability to be able to rotate people in and out. But just think about it, if Bush does not start this year and we start Spillane's going to get another contract and Bush is going to walk. So that's really, really tough to see from the rest of the guys there. And also we have in the secondary, the starting 3 corners look like they're starting to shape up now since we've gotten Levi Wallace back and healthy. Looks like Wallace is playing left corner where Hayden used to play. Witherspoon is playing right corner, and they moved Sutton from right corner back to his natural slot position. I think that gives us the best 3 players on defense for corner to be able to work that secondary. Edmonds looks like he's locking down that strong safety spot. I thought that would be more of an open competition between he and KZ, but KZ was playing for Fitz every time Fitz was out. So had to see how that goes. And anybody else, keep letting me know if you got any other questions. I got one other thing to talk about here before getting back from you. If we got to cut it short tonight, I understand sometimes that happens, but Mitchell Trubisky now seems to be running away again. Had a really solid practice today. I know he's been taking his shots here in training camp. He was massively awesome during OTAs, during minicamp. He was killing it. Absolutely killing it. And then as soon as we get into training camp, live action, putting on the pads, going up against TJ Watt, going up against Hayward, going up against Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's looked human. Absolutely human. And especially not having Najee on the field there too to help him out. It's been a little tough. Although Snell has been marking and doing well. McFarland as well, doing well, coming in those backup spots. It looks like they have the inside track for 2 and 3 again for running back this season, since the younger guys just don't seem to be separating themselves yet. But we'll have to see how it goes. Kenny Beamer, let's go. Always good to hear from you, Kenny. Let me know if you have any questions, please. Please let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, but it looks like Trubisky is starting to pull ahead again. Rudolph is still doing very well. Pickens has been coming on as of late, but he had a setback today with 2 interceptions in practice. He did have a nice touchdown as well to Miles Boykin. But this is open competition, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you like to be the next quarterback? Or who do you think is going to be good? I don't know if you're following training camp as closely as I am, but right now, looks like it's going to be Mitch Trubisky, who we all thought it was going to be. The other addition that I have to talk about here is with the wide receiver positions, trying to figure out who are going to be the 5 or 6 wide receiver the Steelers are going to keep. And I love doing this article every year. We're getting now to week 2. So now we're starting to separate the chaff from the wheat. Obviously, Deontay Johnson made the Pro Bowl last year. He's in. Claypool's a good player. He's locked in. And our 2 draft picks, both Austin and Pickens, I think those are our 4 locks. That leaves 2 positions for Gunner, Miles Boykin, Anthony Miller, Steven Sims, Cody White, Tyler Vaughns has been doing well, Tyler Snead, and Javon McKinley, who we just picked up as well. I mean, that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dogs fighting for 2 more bones, as Tomlin likes to say. I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, I hear that Anthony Miller is doing well and increasing in reps. We started off with Cody White on that X position before DJ came back after signing his contract. Tyler Vaughns has been showing some really nice stuff here as well and approaching, becoming a high starter caliber player as well as Miles Boykin starting to make some plays. We know Gunner, his ability to make this team will be on special teams. Though if we have a guy like Austin that's going to replace him on special teams, there's really no spot for Gunner. So competitive wide receivers going on right now, guys. And that's just the way the camp goes. So right now, it looks like we're having a quiet day. I understand that. It's a Tuesday. Stuff are going on. I know I didn't get started at 7 o'clock like I'd like to, but that's all the topics I had to talk about today. I'll make my rundown through. If you got anything to add, I'll get to it before I go through and talk about everything. But thank you for joining us for the Steeler Nation Vidcast, sponsored by Total Sports Enterprises. Be sure to check us out over at tscshop.com and on Twitter at Total Sports ENT. We are giving away signed jerseys just about every day. Podcast is going to pop out on Friday, hopefully this week. It was Saturday last week. Should have been out on Friday. But make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Steeler Nation, to be able to be the first to watch it as I upload it live, probably on Thursday night. Read our great Pittsburgh Steeler-focused articles at SteelerNation.com. Tweet us at Steeler Nation, Instagram and Facebook at SteelerNation.com. Follow the podcast on Twitter at _SN Podcast. And follow me, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at SN Striker, spelled with a Y. Thanks for joining us for the Steeler Nation Vidcast, sponsored by Total Sports Enterprises, part of the Big Play Network. I'm your host, G.Stryker, rooting along with you as always. Go Steelers!